footage has been released of actor Alec Baldwin crashing his Range Rover into a tree, and what we see in the video doesn't quite line up with his version of events. Here's what he initially said about the incident.
This morning I was in this car accident. A guy cut me off in a truck, big garbage truck. I mean, a garbage truck the size of a whale. I've never seen a garbage truck. It must have been something commercial.
Okay, now let's have a look at that dash cam footage from the garbage truck, because the video appears to show him trying to go around the garbage truck using the shoulder. Joining me now for more on this is veteran broadcaster Dee Dunleavy. Dee, nice to catch up with you. I don't know about you, but something just doesn't add up here.
It doesn't look good for Alec, does it? And I don't think there's any legal repercussions to come, but it certainly blows his version of the story out of the water. And I can see what's happened here. I mean, he really made it sound as though the truck driver had done something dangerous, that the truck driver had somehow got in his way, whereas what we can see on that dash cam footage, the driver pulls at a very slow, gentle speed out of the side street, and it does appear that Alec Baldwin has tried to do an illegal manoeuvre and somehow get around him. The thing that I find interesting with this footage is when you brake suddenly, your car tends to sort of swerve and skid, whereas his car's just rolling straight into the tree, like if you left the handbrake off. It doesn't even look as though he has reacted the way we normally would behind the wheel when he realises he's in danger. But it looks to me, in my opinion only, is that he was not paying attention. He suddenly, and this is why he's describing this truck as huge and bigger than a whale and biggest thing ever in the entire world, is I think he suddenly looked up and bang, there it was, because he wasn't paying proper attention, and it's wet and slippery. It's interesting, though, how this footage got released publicly. It was given, well, it must have been given by the trucking company to Newsmax, which is a conservative-friendly news source, and it didn't go to TMZ, where generally this sort of footage bobs up. I do wonder whether perhaps the truck driver, a blue-collar worker, is it much of a stretch to suggest that perhaps that's a Trump supporter and took it to a website where he knew he would get a friendly ear? That's just my conspiracy theory.
Oh, I don't mind that conspiracy theory. You might be right. You might be onto something there, Dee. Now, to some bizarre news, Meghan Markle has revealed that there will be a season 3 of her cooking show with Love Meghan just in time for Thanksgiving and Christmas. How lucky are we? Of course, that's despite season 2 being a flop. So, Dee, a Christmas special. Now, is she going to teach us to make Christmas tree ornaments? Or I wonder what's on the agenda.
Yeah, no thanks. There's already one Grinch at Christmas. We don't need a second one, do we? Look, I think we could see, I don't think this is a special or a series as such. It'll just be a special. And we could see this one coming like a freight train coming through a tunnel, because she had Chrissy Teigen on her last series. And why else would you have Chrissy Teigen, who's not a very nice person and a known bully, other than the fact that she's married to John Legend and was calling out to John in the background. So it really seemed obvious to me anyway that they were setting up that there was something coming with Meghan paired with Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, and him being a musician, there's the opportunity for some Christmas music. I think that we'll see them be part of whatever this show is. She's got to do something, doesn't she, to make money, because the Netflix deal will not go anywhere. Once they clear all that inventory of her as ever jam, whatever she's still got sitting around, the flowers would be wilted by now, wouldn't they? Once that's all gone, Netflix will just wipe their hands of her.
Oh, look, I seriously hope so. I mean, spare us, please. Another ornament, another jam. It's tiresome. Now, look, let's talk about Keith Urban. He shared a very honest insight into his life in a pre-recorded interview that took place before his high-profile split from wife Nicole Kidman. In the very first episode of his new competition reality series, The Road, the country music star got quite candid as he discussed being completely lonely and miserable while on tour and being away from his family. Dee, it sounds as though he's been lonely for quite a while. I just wonder if there's been trouble brewing for some time.
Well, I looked very closely at what he said, and I found it interesting that he said, you wake at 3 a.m, and we all know what that's like. If you've ever been away working, you do feel very, very lonely. But he actually says you miss your friends and family in that order. Now, I don't know about you, but I would straight away say, I miss my family. Your friends would be a distant second, or not even, that may be a close second. But it doesn't say to me that Nicole was top of mind for him, that his family is what he missed most at that point. I don't like the fact that these little droplets are coming out. If he's going to enter into a PR war with Nicole, he's not going to win it, because look, I'll be honest, I barely knew who he was before he and Nicole became a pair. She's the reason that he is as famous, at least in my mind anyway. And she's been very dignified, and she will probably have custody of the children, which tells you more about her desire to keep the family unit together. But it does suggest, that interview that was filmed before we knew anything about their split, that he was unhappy for some time.
Yeah, that's very clear. Now, UK late night host Graham Norton has recounted an infamous 2013 episode featuring a very drunk Mark Wahlberg who wreaked havoc on the show. The actor continuously spoke over his fellow guests and even sat on Norton's lap at one point and played with his nipples. Graham Norton said at the weekend he told me about his film, told me a couple of stories about stunts going on, and then it was only 15 minutes into the show when whatever the hell was in his system really took hold. It was hell. Dee Dee, we're almost out of time, but I guess you never know what might happen on a live show, right?
Right. But hey, I thought it was hilarious. And Graham Norton has come off looking like a finger-wagging old fuddy-duddy. And I would book Mark Wahlberg on my show, because if you're going to get entertainment like that, it's absolutely well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the vision on the screen right now. I mean, it did make for good TV, even though quite awkward, but it made for good telly. Dee Dee Dunleavy, nice to see you. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks, Danica.